week ang pinag-usapan natin, what are mutual funds, what are the funds that we can invest in. Yung kasama ko yung buddy ko si Morgan last time. And syempre may konting market update tayo just to encourage you and to let you know what happened and what is happening here in the Philippines. Today, pag-uusapan natin talagang yung mga fund na, kasi last time din natin pinag-usapan yung mga fund, although nagpakita ako sa inyo ng mga recommended funds na na-recommend natin for 2020, pero ang tanong doon, ano ba pagkakaiba with each other? Kasi ang Soldibo may dalawang funds sila. Ang Atra, meron silang 3 funds na ino-offer sa atin. Ang PhilEquity, meron silang 5 funds, etc. So parang if you're going to ask me, ano naman ang pagkakaiba nun at ano ba talaga from those companies na pinakita mo sa amin at papakita mo sa amin today, ano naman yung naging fit or ano naman yung magiging fit para sa amin doon. So today, ayun ang pag-uusapan natin. So para at least maging particular tayo dun sa mga funds. Okay? Well, ito, I'm showing you yung stock market natin. Well, actually ended medyo mataas-taas last Monday. Biglang tumaas yung stock market natin by 154 points. And now, medyo hindi naman ganoon ka ano. Ito, gusto ko lang i-highlight din from March 19 to ayan, ito yung 6 months. Makita nyo talagang yung trajectory ng kanyang line pataas na, although meron pa rin mga volatility. Okay, although meron pa rin volatility, pero still, yun na, may nakikita na tayong line na tumataas na. Okay? Tumataas na. Now, okay, from 4,600 level to 6,200 level, that was 35% na inakyat na ng stock market. So, the question is, medyo, ito, 39 na siya. Ano na ba talaga ang naging resulta nito? Okay, March 19 yung pinakamababa natin, that ended 4,623 level at as of June 5 nasa 6,400 level tayo, 6,465 level tayo. So the difference between March and June, okay, that's less than 3 months, is 1,841 points. Okay? That means if you invested sa stock market ng March and nakita mo yung statement of account mo, more or less, yung kita mo na or tumaas na ng 39.83%. Okay? So tumaas na yung stock market natin by 83%. Likewise, yung mga equity-laced fund natin. Okay, yung mga equity-laced fund natin, ibig sabihin yung mga funds na naka-invest sa stocks. Okay? More like yung Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, last March 19, it went down as low as 0.4899 net asset value per share. And as of June 4, okay, yung net asset value per share niya ay nasa 0.6637. Tumaas na siya by 0.1738. That means from March 19 to June 4, tumaas na siya ng 35%. Okay? So tumaas na siya ng 35% from the time na bumaba talaga siya yung pinaka-bottom niya. Okay, yung pinaka-bottom niya. Now, kung mapapansin mo dyan, yan PAM Equity Index, tumaas ng 22%, and Atram Equity Opportunity, tumaas naman ng 36%. So, lahat ng equity-laced fund medyo talagang naka-recover na that time or starting na, nag-recover na. Now, from 0.4899 net asset value per share ng March 19, na 7. Okay. Ayan, hello. Ayan, kung sasabihin nyo sa akin na medyo, ang taas na 35% na yung tinaas from 0.4899 ngayon at 0.66, tumaas na ng 35%. Yes, I would agree na tumaas na talaga siya ng 35%. Pero syempre, if you're going to compare yung net asset value per share, the time na pinakamataas naman 2018. Doon naka-reach tayo almost 9,100 level for the stock market. Okay? Kung i-compare naman natin from January 26, 2018 to June 4, 2020, so medyo kalahati pa. Okay, almost kalahati. Almost 40% ang negative niya. Okay? That means kung nag-invest ka ng January 26, 2018 at nakita mo yung statement of account mo, yes, bumaba siya by 39.75%. Pero this is just 2 years. Kaya nga lagi namin sinasabi, dapat long term tayo. And also, not only long term but always invest on a regular basis kasi kung nag-invest nga tayo, mas mapepeso cost average natin siya. Okay, mapepeso cost average natin. So, 39.75% ang ibinaba ng stock market natin. That means kumbaga parang discounted na pumunta ka sa isang department store, bibili ka ng isang commodity on a discount, okay, mas marami kang mabibili na items. Okay, mas marami kang items na mabibili kung ikaw ay nag-invest nung June 4 naman. Okay, nung June 4. Although, ngayon kasi nasa 0.61 yung or 0.62 ang Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. So still, bargain pa rin siya. Now, okay, ito, last time or last week, pinakita natin itong mga financial partners natin. Okay, that you can invest in through IMG and Ramper Financials. Okay, Soldibo Funds, okay, Film Asset Management Inc. or PAMI, Phil Equity Management Inc. PEMI, First Metro Asset Management Inc. or FAMI, Sun Life Asset Management Company Inc. or SLAMC, and also ATRAM or ATR Asset Management. Again, ATRAM or ATR Asset Management, FAMI, First Metro Asset Management Inc., Soldibo Funds, okay, SLAMC or Sun Life Asset Management Company Inc., and PAMI, Film Asset Management Inc., lastly, Phil Equity Management Inc. or PEMI. Okay? So, these are the companies that you can invest through Ramper Financials aside dun sa direct stock trading natin, which is yung MyTrade. For mutual funds, ito yung partner natin. Okay? They're all offering mga funds that you can invest in. So, different funds na pwede kayong mag-invest. What are those different funds again? Ito, such a review from last week's discussion. Okay? So, bond funds are basically for conservative type of investor. Okay? Yung bond funds invested lang yan sa mga fixed income instruments such as government securities, commercial papers. Okay? Average earnings inception nasa 6% per annum. Money market fund, it's just like bond fund. Ang pinaglalagyan ng money market fund ay short-term fixed income instruments. Kung kayo ang target nyo for your money ay less than a year, gagamitin nyo na lang, pero more than 6 months, and then you're not comfortable to put in your money sa mga bangko kasi nga medyo maliit-liit talaga yung interest, then I would suggest for you to invest sa mga money market funds. Okay? Yung average earning natin sa inception ng isang money market fund ay nasa 2%. Okay? On the other hand, para sa mga aggressive type of investor, ito namang stock funds. Okay, stock funds is also known as equity fund. Kaya ang pinaglalagyan ng funds natin dito ay mga stocks listed sa PSE. Okay, average earnings inception nasa 18% per annum. For moderate type of investor, nandiyan naman ang balance fund. Technically, ang balance fund ay combination ng stock fund and ng bond fund. Kasi ang balance fund invested both sa stocks at saka sa mga fixed income instruments. Average earnings inception nasa 12% per annum. Okay? Ulitin ko, yung bond fund para sa mga conservative, yung money market fund para sa mga ultra-conservative, yung stock fund para sa mga aggressive, at yung balance fund para sa moderate type. Okay? So doon kasi iikot yung mga funds na i-discuss natin for this evening. Now, umpisahan natin syempre doon sa pinakabata. Okay. So, Soldibo Fund started 2014 in the industry with 2 funds. Okay, mamaya-maya papakita ko sa inyo. Affiliated company Ramper Financials ng Soldibo Funds and also Atram Group as our fund manager. Now, yung dalawang funds, Soldibo Bond Fund at Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, yung isa bond, yung isa stock fund, which is yung Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. For conservative, ang Soldibo Bond Fund. Pang-aggressive, ang Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. You can actually invest initially 1,000 pesos at kung gusto niyo mag-additional investment sa inyong account, that's only 500 pesos. Okay? Holding period, 6 months. Okay, ano ba tong holding period na to? If ever you redeem your investment less than this holding period, okay, less than 6 months, okay, your money will be deducted, yung tinatawag nating exit fee. Okay, exit fee. That's 1.12% of your redeemable amount. Kung magkano yung i-redeem mo, yun lang yung mababawasan ng exit fee. Okay, kung meron kang 1 million pesos, plano mo lang kunin less than 6 months yung 500,000, then yung 500,000 pesos lang ang mababawasan ng exit fee. Okay, that's 1.12%. Pero beyond 6 months, beyond this holding period, waived na rin ang exit fee. Now, nilagyan lang naman ng mga mutual fund company ang mga funds ng holding period for us to discourage to get our money that short period of time. Kasi yung iba, or yung dati, wala pang holding period, nag-invest sa stock market, nag-invest sa mutual fund, particularly sa mga sa mga pang-aggressive, biglang umakyat yung stock market. So parang ang nangyayari, yung mga tao natatakot na sila, baka buwaba ulit, etc. etc. So kahit less than 6 months kinukuha nila. Parang ginawa nilang talagang direct stock trading. Now, yun nga, nilagyan nila ng holding period para ma-maximize naman ng fund manager na gamitin yung pera natin at pakitain. Okay? Now, ano naman tong ang entry fee? Yung entry fee, every time na magkakaroon tayo ng investment, whether initial or additional, ito yung binabawas. Let's say you have your 100,000 pesos that will be invest sa Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. Okay? Now, ang entry fee, okay, kung makikita mo, meron siyang range from 0.56% to 3.36%. Okay? Kasi sa entry fee, okay, the higher your investment, the lower your entry fee will become. Okay, let's say nga, yung may 100,000 pesos kayo that will be invest sa Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, yung 100,000 pesos will be charged 3.36% as entry fee. So, most likely, kung may 3,360 na ibabawas sa iyo, so meron ka na lang more than 96,000 na ipapasok at ipambibili ng shares sa iyong account. Okay? Now, kung ikaw ay maglalagay ulit ng another 100,000 additional to your initial, okay, another 100,000, another 3,360 ang ibabawas sa atin as entry fee. So, kung total nyo, more than 7,000 na rin yun, or almost 7,000 na rin yung nabawas sa atin. Mas malaki pa dun sa membership ng IMG. Okay, mas malaki pa sa membership ng IMG now. If you're going to ask me, isa nga sa mga benefit ng IMG ay ang zero load. Etong entry fee will be not applicable for all the members ng IMG. Now, why am I showing you this entry fee kung hindi naman applicable para sa mga IMG members? Yes, hindi siya applicable, pero syempre may mga kaibigan tayo na medyo matitigas ang ulo na after natin turuan, biglang dadiretso na lang sa mutual fund. Sila, being not a member of IMG, mababawasan sila ng entry fee. Okay? Yung million, nasa 2.24 ang entry fee. Kaya ang million, may 2.24 entry fee. So, mababawasan nyo ng medyo 20K. Okay? Medyo malaki-laki yung mababawas sa kanya. Okay, unlike kung nagpa-member na sila, bukod dun sa zero load benefit, marami pa tayong benefits na pwede nating i-enjoy being a member of IMG. Sayang din naman kung hindi tayo magiging member. Okay? Now, you can actually invest sa Soldibo funds by submitting originally signed form, photocopy of your 2 valid government issued ID with 3 specimen signatures on the side, and the payment. Okay? Para sa mga yan, kagaya ng medyo international tayo ngayon, medyo mahal din na magpadala ng document dito sa Manila. Okay? Ako ang suggestion is for you to email me first the scanned copy of your form kasi baka meron tayong nakalimutang fill-upan, baka na may nakalimutan tayong pirmahan, so mahirap yon. Okay? Especially for the signature kasi pagka signature, ang na mismo talagang i-require ka na magpadala ng panibagong form. So ayun naman namin na medyo yung gastos natin sa pagpapadala ng mga documents medyo doble-doble na. Okay? Now, etong requirement na to is for the direct soldibo. If you want to open an account directly sa soldibo, okay, outside the IMG portal, pwede naman ito. The other one, pwede kayo mag-open an account through IMG portal. Okay? So nandun na rin ang Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund at Soldibo Bond Fund that you can invest in. Okay? So yung form na pinilapan nyo or membership form na pinilapan nyo for IMG that will serve as your application form for your IMG portal that you can invest in with Soldibo. Okay? Payment options for initial cash. Okay? Check. Okay? Pagka-cheque, pwede namang payable sa IMG. Okay? Pagka sa portal, payable sa IMG. Pero pagka directly sa Soldibo, kung ano yung fund, okay, payable to the specific fund of your choice. Let's say Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, Inc. Okay? So, yun ang ilalagay natin sa cheque. Or pwede nating i-remit sa IMG's bank account. Now, for additional process, if you're investor directly sa Soldibo, ito yung pwede nating invest or ito yung pwede nating gawin. Payment options for additional investment: cash, checks, or post-dated checks. Yung post-dated checks, kung gusto mo mag-issue ka ng for 1 year na check at ayaw mo nang isipin kung may pumapasok sa yung investment for that month, okay? At meron naman tayong checking account, then I would encourage you to issue post-dated checks. Yung iba, meron tayong mga clients na ginagawa nila ito, nag-issue na sila for the whole year. Okay? Kunyari, every 15, naglalabas sila ng cheque. Okay? Ibubook natin yung cheque nila, depende dun sa nakalagay na date kung kailan nila gustong mabook yung investment nila. Nagkakaroon lang tayo ng delay dito pagka nag-fall yung date ng Saturday, Sunday, or ng holidays. So doon lang tayo talaga magkakaroon ng delays. Or ngayon kasi medyo because of the COVID-19, na-delay yung March and April namin and yung May. So kailangan pa namin kontakin isa-isa to confirm if okay for processing lahat ng check na dated na. Okay? Or pwede rin kayong gumamit ng remittance through IMG's bank account. Okay? Okay? For cash, check, PDCs, or remittance through IMG's bank account, lahat yan kailangan may form to be submitted sa ING through Kiosk 2 because itong mga facilities na to, hindi pa tayo auto-booking dito. Okay? Hindi pa tayo auto-booking. So, kailangan natin i-upload ito sa Kiosk 2. For BPI over-the-counter bills payment or online bills payment, kung meron tayong account sa BPI na pwede tayong mag-deposit through online, i-enroll lang natin yung Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund or Soldibo Bond Fund as biller. Okay? Kasi biller naman yung both fund sa BPI. So, i-enroll lang natin siya together with your reference number. Yung reference number will be your folio number. Okay? That will be the reference for booking ng investment ninyo. So, hindi na kayo i-require na mag-submit ng form at hindi na rin required na i-upload sa kiosk kasi auto-booking siya. Okay? Please take note na to double-check yung folio number tsaka yung fund na paglalagyan natin kasi isang number lang ang maiba dun sa folio number na nilagay natin as reference number, baka sa ibang pangalan na siya mapunta. Okay? So double check natin yung folio number. For both facilities, BPI over-the-counter bills payment at BPI online bills payment, real time ito. Okay, real time, mabubook siya. Pagka nakapag-deposit kayo or nakapag-online bills payment kayo before the cutoff, which is ngayon medyo pinaaga yung cutoff natin, which is 10 a.m. Okay? Pagka nag-deposit kayo before 10 a.m., the cut-off, same-day booking siya. Okay? Again, same-day booking pagka before the cut-off tayo nakapag-deposit or nakapag-bills payment, online bills payment. Pero pagka beyond the cut-off, okay, after the cut-off na tayo nakapag-deposit or nakapag-online bills payment, it will be booked next banking day. Next banking day na siya process. So wala namang ganun kahabang delay. For Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, as of December 2019, this was before the crisis. Okay? Yung asset under management niya ay 1.18 billion pesos. So medyo malaki na. Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund tag as the fastest growing mutual fund company in the industry now. Okay? Kasi in less than 5 years, nakakuha na kagad tayo ng 1 billion compare sa ibang mga funds. Medyo natagalan pa bago nakakuha talaga ng nakapunta dun sa billion mark ng asset under management or AUM. Okay? Yung pera natin for Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund are invested sa mga ito. Ito yung top 10 holdings niya: BDO, Ayala Land, Bloomberry Resorts Corporation, Eagle Cement, SM Prime Holdings, Megawide Construction Corporation, Jollibee Foods Corporation, EEI, GT Capital Holdings, and Security Bank. Those are some of ito yung top 10 holdings na ng Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. Okay? Bakit kaya pinapakita sa atin to? Remember, for Soldibo, it should be transparent para makita ng mga investors. Okay? Pinapakita nila ito, and then with the percentage kung ilan yung nakuha dun sa fund or dun sa mismong accumulated cash or asset ng fund, para malaman natin ano bang kumakain na malaking pie dun sa fund or dun sa pera ng fund. Okay? Much like this, for BDO Union Bank, 14%. Ayala Land, 13%. So, makikita natin sila yung talagang hot pick ng ating mga fund managers. Okay, that was December 2019. For Atram, okay, year founded, year 1995, and affiliated company ay Atram Group. Before, ang pangalan ng Atram ay ATR Kim Eng. Okay, naabutan pa namin yun, partner namin sila, ng bagong partner namin ng Atram. Ang pangalan nila ay ATR Kim Eng. And they decided na i-drop yung name na Kim Eng, and then naging Atram or ATR Asset Management. Now, kung tatanungin niyo ako kung sino yung Kim Eng, siya yung biggest insurance company sa Malaysia. Okay? How big is Kim Eng? Kung pagsasama-samahin daw ang asset ng 10 biggest banks here in the Philippines, hindi pa mag-equalize dun sa asset ni Kim Eng. So, ganun talaga siya kalaki. Okay, ganun kalaki si Kim Eng. So, now, for ATR, Asset Management, or Atram, we do have 3 funds that you can invest in. Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund, Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, at Atram Philippine Balance Fund. Okay? Anong pagkakaiba nito? May dalawa silang stock fund at isang balance fund. Okay? Yung Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund, it's just like Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, invested sa blue chips at saka sa mga second liner. Okay? Ulitin ko, yung Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund invested sa blue chips and also sa mga second liner stocks. Okay? Whereas si Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund invested purely sa mga small to medium capitalization companies or sa mga second liner. Okay? Bakit sila nag-raise na gumawa ng fund na much like yung sa Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund invest sa second liner? Kasi ito na mga fund manager natin for Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, yung mga pinaglalagyan mga company nito ay iniisip nila ito na yung mga future blue chips or yung mga malalaking kumpanya. Okay? And then ngayon pa lang nag-i-invest na sila. Okay? Bago pa talaga tuluyang lumaki yung company, ngayon pa lang nag-i-invest na sila. Okay? So yun yung mga yun yung reason out nila bakit sila naggumawa nitong Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund. And then Atram Philippine Balance Fund, the regular balance fund that invests sa mga fixed income instruments and sa stocks. Valid government issued ID with specimen signature on the side, and the payment. Email nyo sa akin for my initial checking. Okay, right now, yung initial investment, medyo nahihirapan pa tayo because as SEC's regulation, and instruction, kailangan originally signed form ang isubmit ng client to open an account with them. Or else, pagka nakita sa audit yan, medyo iti-take note nila bakit sila tumanggap ng scan copy. For ATRAM, lahat ng process natin, whether nag-invest kayo cash for additional investment, check or PDCs, or remittance through IMG's bank account, lahat yan kailangan may isasubmit tayong form sa IMG kasi sa ATRAM wala pa silang facility na auto booking. Okay, wala pa silang kaya kailangan ng transactions natin, lahat ng transaction natin with ATRAM ay isasubmit natin sa IMG through Kiosk 2. Okay. For ATRAM Alpha Opportunity Fund, ito naman yung kumbaga yung allocation niya. Okay? Yung top 10 holdings niya, Wilcon Depot, EEI Corporation, Bloomberry, Axelium, Megawide, Security Bank, Eagle Cement, Manila Water, Shakey's Pizza, and Cebu Air. Okay? Ayan yung top 10 holdings na pinaglagyan niya. So makikita nyo wala talagang blue chip dyan. Okay? Purely, ito yung mga small to medium capitalization companies that they're seeing na next blue chip. So ngayon pala nag-i-invest sila. Okay? Ngayon pala nag-i-invest sila. Next ay ang Philippine Asset Management Inc. Philippine Asset Management Inc. year founded 1993. So sa anim na companies na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, siya kumbaga yung pinakapanganay. Okay? Siya yung pinakapanganay. Sino ba naman ang hindi nakakilala sa PhilAm? Okay, lahat tayo ay nakakilala dito sa PhilAm. Affiliated company, yung Philippine Asset Management Inc. now being managed by BMI or BPI Investment Management. Okay, sila na yung nagmamanage ng PhilAm. Just this December 2019, tinake over nila ang management ng PAMI. Okay? Now, for PAMI or Philippine Asset Management Inc., we do have 8 funds that you can invest in. Meron tayong 3 bond, 2 balance, at 2 stock. Okay, 2 stock for aggressive type of investor. Now, ano pagkakaiba nitong Philippine Bond Fund, Philippine Dollar Bond Fund, at PAMI Global Bond Fund? They are all bond fund, pero syempre may pagkakaiba yung 3 na yan. Yung Philippine Bond Fund, Philippine Bond Fund, peso denominated, invested here in the Philippines. Okay, again, yung Philippine Bond Fund, it's a bond fund, peso denominated, invested here in the Philippines. Yung Philippine Dollar Bond Fund, okay, dollar denominated, invested here in the Philippines. So yung dalawa, denomination lang talaga ang pinagkaiba. Yung isa peso, yung isa dollar. What about PAMI Global Bond Fund Inc.? Yung PAMI Global Bond Fund Inc., it's a dollar denominated bond fund, pero this time invested siya globally, pero particularly sa Asia Pacific. Okay? Meron na siyang exposure sa mga bonds ng Thailand, China, New Zealand, Australia, Singapore. So meron na tayong meron ng exposure dito ang PAMI Global Bond Fund. Okay? For ano naman itong 3 balance fund natin? Kaya ano ba kakaiba nito? Yung pinakaunang fund talaga nung nag-umpisa ang Philippine Asset Management Inc. Okay? Ang unang fund nila ay Philippine Fund Inc. 1993 started with one fund which is yung Philippine Fund Inc. Okay? Invested here in the Philippines, peso denominated. Okay? Yung Philippine Fund Inc. invested both sa stocks at saka sa mga fixed income instruments here in the Philippines. Ano naman itong PAMI Horizon Fund? It's just like Philippine Fund. Balance fund siya for moderate type of investor, invested both sa stocks at saka sa mga fixed income instruments. Pero bakit ganun? Bakit pinaghiwalay pa nila? Okay, before, ang pangalan kasi ng PAMI Horizon Fund ay GSIS Mutual Fund. Okay, GSIS Mutual Fund ang name ng PAMI Horizon Fund because majority of its fund ay sa GSIS. Okay? And then, nung tinanggal na ni GSIS yung pera niya sa GSIS Mutual Fund, they decided to change the name to PAMI Horizon Fund Inc. What about itong PAMI Asia Balance Fund Inc.?
Yung PAMI Asia Balance Fund Inc., it's a balance fund invested or balance fund dollar denominated invested sa stocks and bonds, pero dito global exposure din to, much like sa PAMI Global Bond Fund. Okay, sa Asia Pacific din siya nakalagay. Sa mga meron na siyang kumbaga feeder funds, naka-invest na rin siya sa mga funds that invest sa ibang bansa within Asia Pacific. Okay, within Asia Pacific. Etong dalawang stock fund na to, yung Philippine Strategic Growth Fund, it's just like bond fund. Or sorry, it's just like Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund. Okay, Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund that invests purely sa stocks. Okay, actively managed by the fund manager. Pero ano naman tong PAMI Equity Index Fund? Yung PAMI Equity Index Fund from its name, Index Fund, mini-mirror lang niya kung ano yung ipopost ng index natin, kung ano yung mga kumpanya na ipopost ng index natin, doon lang allowed na maglagay ang fund na ito. So pagdating sa management, medyo from zero to lessen yung management dito. Kasi nga, kung ano lang talaga ipopost ng index natin, doon lang sila mag-require or doon lang sila maglalagay. Now, ang standard deviation niya, comparing to the performance ng index fund natin, sobrang liit. Okay, sobrang liit ang standard deviation niya. Unlike kasi sa mga actively managed stocks, much like yung Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund, Philippine Strategic Growth Fund, actively managed to, at may nakalagay sa mga second liner, so pwede nilang ma-outperform ang index. Okay, ma-outperform ang index natin. Now, much like yung naunang dalawa, originally signed form, photocopy of 2 valid government-issued IDs with 3 specimen signature on the side and a payment. Email first for initial checking. For additional option, okay, much like Soldibo, kasi yung Soldibo before being managed by PAMI. Okay? Being managed by PAMI, and then tinransfer natin sa Atram for better management yung fund. So mas maganda na yung performance nung mga funds ng Soldibo. Okay, I'm not saying na nung nasa PhilAm hindi okay din naman, pero syempre mas gumanda nung pumunta sa Atram. Okay, as additional investment for PhilAm, much like Soldibo, parehas tayo ng facility dito. Cash, checks or PDCs, remittance through IMG's bank account, kailangan meron tayong form na sa-submit at i-upload natin to sa kiosk 2 for booking kasi wala tayong auto-booking dito. Okay? For BPI online bills payment at over-the-counter bills payment, ganun din may folio number tayo na kailangan i-enroll with them. And then, hindi natin kailangan i-submit yung investment nyo with the form, plus hindi nyo na rin kailangan i-upload sa kiosk kasi auto-booking siya. Again, pagka nakapag-deposit tayo or nakapag-transfer tayo before the cut-off, which is 10 a.m., same-day booking, pero pagka beyond the cut-off, next day booking na siya. Okay? Next banking day booking na siya. For First Metro Asset Management Inc., year founded 2005, okay? Affiliated company ng First Metro Asset Management Inc. ay 3. Okay? Yung 70% being owned by First Metro Investment Corporation, yung 30% pinaghatian ni Maris Brothers at ni Catholic Education Association of the Philippines or CEAP. Okay? Under the umbrella of Metrobank. Under ng umbrella ng Metrobank ang FAMI. Okay? For FAMI, we do have 5 funds that you can invest in. Meron tayong 2 bond, 2 balance, at 1 stock fund. For First Metro Save and Learn Equity, First Metro Save and Learn Fixed Income Fund at First Metro Save and Learn Dollar Bond Fund, both bond fund invested here in the Philippines, pinagkaiba nila ay denomination. Okay, denomination ang pinagkaiba nila. Si First Metro First Metro Save and Learn Fixed Income Fund, peso. Si First Metro Save and Learn Dollar Bond Fund, obviously dollar denominated siya. Okay? For First Metro Save and Learn Balance Fund at One Wealthy Nation, both invested here in the Philippines at naka-invest yan sa mga stocks at saka sa mga fixed income instruments. Ang original na fund or ng balance fund ng First Metro ay First Metro Save and Learn Balance Fund. And then, yung One Wealthy Nation, ito yung fund na pinamanage ni Francisco Colaico sa FAMI. And then open naman siya sa investing public. Ito yung tinatawag niyang own fund or One Wealthy Nation Fund. Okay? Yung First Metro Save and Learn Equity Fund, ito yung stock fund naman nila invested sa stocks actively managed by the fund manager. Okay? For First Metro, lahat ng peso-denominated funds ng First Metro, you can invest, ito medyo mataas-taas pa, 5,000 ang initial at 1,000 ang additional investment. Okay? Actually, yung FAMI, meron na silang approval sa SEC at ng mga shareholders na ibababaan din ang initial investment nila to 1,500 additional. Pero, hindi lang nila alam kung paano yung implementation ng lower down ng investment, kaya hindi pa nila na-apply talaga yung na-aprubahan sa kanila ng SEC. For now, 5,000 ang initial, 1,000 ang additional investment, holding period 6 months across the funds. Yung entry fee ranges from 0.5% to 2%. Depende dun sa ilalagay. And then exit fee, if nag-redeem less than the holding period, which is 6 months, this will be deducted ng 1%. Okay, 1% ang ibabawas sa inyo. For Equity Management Inc., okay, year founded 1994 in the industry. Okay, so yung affiliated company ng PEMI or Equity Management Inc. ay Vantage Securities. Okay, Vantage Securities tayo. Ngayon, ang sister company ng Equity ay yung Western Union dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, so Western Union dito sa Pilipinas. So, pag nagtanong kayo sa Western Union dito sa Pilipinas about Equity at mag-i-invest kayo, yes, masasagot kayo, pero syempre, loaded tayo doon. Regular sales load ang mababawas sa atin dito. Okay? Regular sales load. Now, for Equity, ang may-ari ng Equity or PEMI ay mga former president and CEO ng PSE or Philippine Stock Exchange. Now, since sila ay mga president ng Philippine Stock Exchange, former president ng Philippine Stock Exchange, so dalawa ang tingin nila sa tao. Dalawa lang ang tingin nila sa tao. It's either aggressive ka or conservative. Kaya nag-reflect yun sa mga funds nila. Okay? Ang mga funds ng Equity ay 2 bond na pang-conservative at 3 stocks na pang-aggressive. Okay? Equity Peso Bond Fund at Equity Dollar Bond Fund, again, both invested here in the Philippines. Ang pinagkaiba nila ay denomination, yung isa peso, yung isa dollar. Yung Equity Fund Inc., okay, it's just like, ito yung 3 stock fund nila. Unahin natin doon sa Equity Fund Inc. Equity Fund Inc. actively managed by the fund manager invested sa stocks listed sa PSE, okay, much like Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, okay, invested sa blue chips, heavily nag-invest sila sa blue chips, pero meron din silang mga pinaglalagyan na second liner. Okay, second liner din. Ano naman tong Equity PSE Index Fund? Yung Equity PSE Index Fund, ang kaparehas nito ay yung PAMI Equity Index Fund. Mini-mirror lang niya kung ano yung ipopost na company ng index natin at doon maglalagay yung Equity PSE Index Fund. Okay, so pagdating sa management, 0 to lessen yung management dito. So management risk, ganun din, 0 to lessen yung management risk natin dito. For Equity, ano naman tong Equity Dividend Yield Fund na to? Parang bago to Equity Dividend Yield Fund. Yung Equity Dividend Yield Fund, they will invest to those companies or to those stocks na regularly naglalabas ng dividends. Pag hindi regular naglalabas ng dividends ang company, then hindi pa rin pwedeng mag-invest ang Equity Dividend Yield Fund kahit yung company na yon ay may potential to grow. Okay? based dun sa kanilang prospectus, kaya dapat ang paglalagyan ng equity dividend yield fund ay yung mga dividend paying stocks. If not, then hindi sila allowed to invest to that company. Lahat ng peso denominated funds ng Equity Management Inc. or PEMI, you can invest 1,000 pesos initially and 500 pesos ang additional investment. Holding period 3 months. Okay, if you redeem your investment less than 3 months, that's time na magkakaroon ng exit fee. That's equivalent to 1% of your redeemable amount. Okay, your redeeming amount. Entry fee, nag-range from 0.5% to 3.5% depende dun sa amount na ilalagay mo. Again, for IMG members, not applicable ulit ito. Pero just to show you, ganito kalaki yung may babawas sa ating entry fee kung tayo mag-invest if you are not an IMG member. Next, okay? Much like dun sa initial investment ng iba, okay, originally signed form kailangan natin i-submit with 2 valid government issued IDs with 3 specimen signature on the side. Okay? Yun ang submit natin and kailangan natin masubmit ito sa IMG. For additional investment, ito yung pwede natin gawin. Cash, check, okay, remittance through IMG's bank account, over-the-counter deposit ng PhilEquity bank account, okay, sa BDO, East West Bank, RCBC, and Union Bank. So meron silang mga bank account na nirelease sa public na pwede kayong mag-deposit ng inyong cash, okay, sa kanila or online. Okay, online natin gagawin. So lahat ng process natin, okay, lahat kailangan nating i-submit with the form at upload natin sa kiosk 2. Kailangan natin ma-upload sa kiosk 2 kasi wala pa silang facility ng auto booking unless mag-apply tayo ng auto debit facility that will be auto booking. Pero pagka the regular process tayo, manually nagde-deposit tayo sa BDO, East West Bank, RCBC, Union Bank, or any bank account ng PhilEquity, kailangan i-submit natin ito sa amin, okay, para ma-process siya. Okay? Kasi meron kaming isang client na ang ginagawa niya, nagde-deposit siya sa BDO, pero since ang iniisip niya kasi yung BDO may hinihinging reference number that will be the name of the client, okay, or the client number. Pagka ganon, parang nag-assume siya na since meron ng reference for booking or reference number na nilagay doon sa deposit, auto-booking na siya. So ginawa niya yun for the next 12 months or 1 year. Eventually, naka-receive siya ng statement of account. To her surprise, medyo hindi nag-reflect yung deposit niya sa BDO na investment for the last 12 months. Why? Kasi hindi pala niya nasubmit sa amin yung deposit slip together with the form for booking. Okay? Luckily, yung mga deposit slip na dineposit niya sa BDO ay naitago niya. So, na-send niya sa amin together with the form para ma-process natin. O, pwede naman, since hindi pa naman nagagamit yung deposit slip, pwede pang i-book under her name yung deposit na yon. Yun nga lang, ang downside naman nun ay yung current net asset value per share ang gagamitin, not kung kailan na-deposit. Again, yung current net asset value per share ang gagamitin dun sa kanya, not or hindi yung kung kailan siya nag-deposit. So, hindi na mag-retroactive yung net asset value per share nun. Okay? For PhilEquity, okay, ito naman yung mga pinaglagyan niya, SM Investments Corporation, SM Prime Holdings, Ayala Land, BDO, Ayala Corp, BPI, URC, JG Summit, Metrobank International Container Terminal Services. And the percentage ng pagkakahati-hati natin ng mga funds. Okay? Let's say ito sa SM Investments Corporation, 14%, SM Prime, 11%, and the list goes on. Now, if you're going to ask me, bakit kaya 6-7% lang ang pinakita dito? What about yung 33%? Nasaan na yung 33%? Okay, again, sa 33%, yung 9% doon ay nakalagay ng cash equivalent or cash siya. Para nakalagay lang yan sa mga liquid assets, sa mga bangko para makater niya yung mga redemptions ng investors. Okay? And then the others, syempre may nakalagay pa yan na yung holdings number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So parang naka-diversify talaga yung pera natin. Okay? They're just showing again, they're just showing yung mga malalaki, yung mga kumpanya na malaki ang percentage para malaman natin kung sino ba talaga kumakain ng malaking pie dun sa fund natin, na-invest natin for the fund or in the fund. Kung may PhilAm, okay, meron din tayo diyang Sun Life or Sun Life Asset Management Company Inc. or SLAMC. Okay. SLAMC, year founded year 2000, ang global affiliation ay Massachusetts Financial Services, Sun Life Global Investments at Birla Sun Life. Those are the global affiliation ng Sun Life Asset Management Company Inc. Okay. Yung Sun Life, meron silang 7 funds that you can invest in. Meron tayong 3 bond, 2 balance at 2 stock. Okay. So, ang pagkakaiba ng 3 na ito, yung Sun Life Prosperity Bond Fund at Sun Life Prosperity Dollar Abundance Fund, I repeat, yung Sun Life Prosperity Bond Fund at Sun Life Prosperity Dollar Abundance Fund, both invested here in the Philippines, okay, sa mga bond fund, sa mga government securities at commercial papers, naka-invest yung dalawa na ito. Ang pinagkaiba nila ay denomination. Yung isa peso, yung isa dollar denominated bond fund. What about yung Sun Life Prosperity GS Fund? Okay? Yung ang ibig sabihin ng GSI, Government Securities. So ang pangalan niyang buo ay Sun Life Prosperity Government Securities Funds. Dito naman, dito sa fund na ito, sa GS fund na ito, purely ang pera natin invested lang yan sa mga government securities. Walang commercial papers. Kasi maraming tao gusto nila, okay lang ba sa gobyerno kasi less yung risk, yung mga ganyan. So, nagtayo talaga ang Sun Life Prosperity or SLAMC ng Sun Life Prosperity GS Fund, particularly investing sa mga government securities. Peso denominated siya. Okay? Yung 2 balance fund naman, Sun Life Prosperity Balance Fund at Sun Life Prosperity Dollar Advantage Fund, invested here in the Philippines, denomination ang pinagkaiba. Yung Sun Life Prosperity Dollar Advantage Fund, that's the first balance fund na dollar denominated. Okay, dollar denominated. Both invested here in the Philippines. Yung Sun Life Prosperity Philippine Equity Fund at Sun Life Prosperity Philippine Stock Index Fund, both stocks. Pero yung Sun Life Prosperity Philippine Equity Fund, it's just like Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund na invested here in the Philippines, actively managed by the fund manager. Yung Sun Life Prosperity Stock Index Fund, again, index fund, mini-mirror lang niya kung ano yung ipopost ng index natin. So, hindi ganun, from zero to lessen yung management natin dito, as well as the risk. Okay, as well as the risk. Okay? Yung peso-denominated funds natin, you can invest 1,000 pesos at yung dollar, $1,000 din. For additional investment, 1,000 ang additional. And for dollars, $200 ang additional. Holding period, 5 years. So, yung exit fee, nagbe-base yan kung gaano kahaba yung naging stay ng fund para sa kanila. Let's say, less than 1 year. Less than 1 year ang exit fee nun ay 5%. Okay? Next ay more than 1 year but less than 2 years. So ang exit fee naman nun ay 4%. So and the list goes on. Ganun yan kung gaano kahaba. Entry fee from 0.5% to 2% ang entry fee natin. Again, para sa atin para sa ating mga members ay waive ito. Okay? For payment options ng additional investment, cash or check or PDCs, remittance to IMG's bank account, lahat po yan, kailangan po natin may kasamang form and submitted to IMG for booking. Pero meron naman tayong, kung sakaling nag-deposit kayo sa bank account ng SLAMC, you can actually upload it through your Sunlink portal. Okay, pero syempre, pag Sunlink portal lang ginamit natin, wala tayong assurance na zero load to. Okay? So, sinasabi pa rin namin na isubmit sa amin yung deposit slip para ma-process natin kahit deposited sa diretso sa bank account ng fund. Now, as of ito yung year-end performance natin, we just ended yung 6 mutual fund companies na you can invest in, depende dun sa mga companies na yun. Meron silang mga bond funds, meron silang stock fund, meron silang equity funds that you can invest in. Okay? For the funds, they ended up 2019, ito, puro red. Ibig sabihin, negative if you invested first back in ng 2019 until the last day of the same year. For Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, it went down by 4.08%. Atram Philippine Equity Fund, it went down by 5.75%. So Libo Strategic Growth Fund, down by 1.13%. For Phil Equity Fund Inc., it went up by 3.45%. Philem Strategic Growth Fund, it went up by 3.53%. And First Metro Seven Equity Fund went up by 0.93%. Okay. Now, as of June 4, 2020, so Libo Strategic Growth Fund, negative 22.07. Phil Equity Fund Inc., negative 16.38%. Philem Strategic Growth Fund, negative 14. Sun Life Prosperity Philippine Stock Index Fund, negative 16. Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, negative 25. Atram Philippine Equity Opportunity Fund, negative 21. And First Metro Seven Equity Fund, negative 46. Okay? That means if you invested first back in ng 2020 until June 4, ito yung negative natin. Pero still, kung nag-invest nga tayo dun sa mababa yung stock market, which is March 19, baka ito ma-break even natin. Okay, ma-break even natin. Now, ito yung strategies natin. Okay? Strategies natin. Now, if you think long term, then you should stay long term. Kasi marami sa atin pagka nag-inofera ng investment, pag sinasabi natin long term para maano, iniisip nila long term sila, yes. Pero, okay, pagka biglang bumaba na yung stock market, ang nangyayari dito ay hindi, short term na ako kasi kinakabahan ako eh. Okay, kinakabahan ako, baka lalong bumaba pa. So, hindi na ako maglalagay. Ayoko na, lalabas na ako. Okay? If you're thinking of long term, then we should stay long term. Okay, whatever happens to the stock market, basta meron tayong goal to achieve, then dapat nakapokus tayo dun sa mga goals na yon. Next ay do the peso cost averaging. Let's do the peso cost averaging or to invest on a regular basis. Okay, on a regular basis. Okay, next would be invest when markets are low and prices are cheap. Yung iba kasi hindi nila ma-appreciate or hindi nila maintindihan kung bakit kailangan sila mag-invest pag mababa ang stock market. Okay, ayun na actually yung pagkakataon natin to invest more kasi mababa. Yes, mababa ang stock market, mababa ang price per share. So, pag mababa ang price per share, that means ang mga tao nag-invest dito, mas maraming shares na makukuha. Mas maraming shares ang makukuha niya pagka siya ay nag-invest pagka mababa ang markets. Pero yun nga, if you're going to ask me kung kailan bababa ang stock market, then hindi po namin alam. Okay, hindi po namin at walang nakakaalam. Miski yung mga fund managers, miski yung mga analysts, hindi talaga nila alam kung kailan exactly nabababa ang stock market. To beat that fluctuation ng stock market, ang recommendation namin ay do the peso cost averaging or invest on a regular basis. Okay? And for you to have your concrete goal for your investment. Okay? Now, I have here two investors. Okay? Yung isa, actually parehas silang 20 years old. Okay, parehas silang 20 years old, pero yung isa at the age 20 nag-start na kagad siya. Okay, yung isa medyo YOLO, medyo kailangan pa niyang i-enjoy yung sarili niya na nakatapos na siya, nagkaroon ng trabaho kung saan pumupunta, nag-start siya mag-invest at age 25. So 5 years yung gap nila, pero parehas yung goal nila mag-i-invest ng 5,000 for the next 120 months. That's 10 years. Okay? Again, 5,000 pesos ang invest nila per month
for the next 120 months or 10 years. Maglalagay sila. Si 20 years old na nagumpisa, mag-i-invest siya from year 2020 to year 2029. Okay? So 600,000 pesos yung total investment niya at age 36. At age 36, ang pera niya ay 2 million na. Okay? At age 46, ang pera niya ay 6 million na. At age 56, kung gusto niya na mag-retire, meron na siyang 19 million pesos. Ito, ang projected return natin ay not guaranteed. Ang naging basis natin dito for computing this projected value ay 12% per annum. Okay? Yung rate natin dito ay 12% per annum. So, I can say na conservative pa yung projected na to kasi nga yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina na average earnings ng isang stock fund ay 18%. Okay? So, ang ginamit lang natin dito ay 12%. So, medyo pang-conservative pa yung projection natin dito. Now, on the other hand, si friend niya na 5 years later nagumpisa at the age 25, okay? Nag-start siya pero parehas din. Pero since nga nahuli siya ng 5 years at the age 36, meron lang siyang 1.1 million pesos. Age 46, yung kaibigan niya na nag-start ng maaga, meron 6 million pero siya 3.5 million lang. Kung mag-retire na siya, almost 11 million lang ang pera niya comparing to dun sa friend niya na 19 million. So, talagang age natin ay nagmamatter. Okay? So, mas maaga tayo nakapag-umpisa, mas maganda. Okay? Kung medyo feeling nyo, old na kayo, meron pa naman, mahaba pa yung buhay natin, or pwede nating isalin dun sa anak natin. Okay? Pwede nating turuan kaagad yung mga anak natin na mag-invest ng habang mababa pa or bata pa yung sila. Now, ito namang isa na to, lump sum daw ba or ang gagawin niya ay regular investment habit. Okay? Si lump sum, isang net asset value per share lang siya. Okay, yung 100,000 pesos nilagay niya ng buo, 100,000 pesos din niya na dinivide into how many companies or how many dates. Okay, so ang nangyari dito ay isang net asset value per share lang siya. So nung bumaba yung stock market, wala na siyang balang ipinasok. Okay, so at the age 29 or year 2029, 300,000 pesos niya na ang pera niya, year 2039, almost 1 million na yung pera niya. Pero since itong yung isa naman, yung nag-regular investment habit, whether umakyat ang market or bumaba ang stock market, meron siyang balang pinapasok lagi. Kaya na ma-maximize niya. Okay? 600,000 pesos ang total na investment. Ang projected return niya ay nasa year 2029 ay nasa 1.14. At si age 2039, okay, meron siyang 3.5 million pesos. Now, again, if you're going to ask me, Eric, pwede ba tayong dumaretso sa PAMI, sa PEMI, Soldibo, Atram, FAMI at SLAMSI para makapag-invest sa kanila? Yes po, pwede tayong dumaretso sa kanila. Okay, again, yes, pwede kayong dumaretso sa kanila, pero okay, kayo mismo yung pupunta sa mga offices nila. Okay? After going to their office, i-discuss sa inyo ang mutual fund. After discussing ng mutual fund at mag-i-invest na kayo, may ibabawas sa ating entry fee na kanina pinakita ko sa inyo. So medyo malaki-laki yung ibabawas sa atin. Okay? Kung nag-member na lang tayo ng IMG, ito talaga i-push natin sa mga friends natin kasi bukod sa zero load tayo pag nag-invest tayo sa mutual funds, then marami pa tayong pwedeng i-enjoy na benefits. Okay? At yearly, every time na magkakaroon ng convention, merong mga idinadagdag silang mga benefits dito. Okay? Now, reminders for initial investment, complete the initial forms and send a scan copy first for double checking. TIN is required. Again, TIN is required. Number 3, signatures have to be uniform, both those in IDs and in your forms na isasubmit. Kailangan magkaparehas. Okay? Kailangan uniform consistent ang signature natin. Okay? Both dun nakalagay dun sa mismong ID at saka yung i-affix nyo dun sa sa mga forms. And for us to write legibly. Kasi yung iba, hindi namin naintindihan yung mailing address, yung email address, kung saan napupunta yung kanilang mga, or may tendency na pagkamali yung email address, ang nangyayari ay hindi sila nakaka-receive ng email. Okay? So, mas maganda kung we write legibly. Not only the mailing address at email address, but all the parts ng forms ay readable. Okay? Nakikita natin. Now, if you have already an account with them and you want to update your mailing address, email address, yung source of income natin, so ilang naman ang pwede nating i-update, ilang naman yung pwede nating i-update. So magkasubmit lang tayo ng account update form and copy ng valid ID. Okay? Para sa mga women na mag-update ng kanilang status, okay? Civil status from single to married. Okay, bukod sa account update form, kopya ng bagong ID na married na ang nakalagay, may kasama itong signature card and yung marriage contract, kailangan nakalagay din doon. Okay? So mabilis lang naman ma-update yung account. Siguro within a week ma-update na yung account to from single to married. Kung maglalagay naman tayo ng bata, ang tawag natin doon ay transfer account or ITF, also known as FAO or for the account of, if less than 18 years old ang co-investor natin. Pero syempre, ang bata na ITF or FAO, kahit mag-18 siya, hindi pa rin siya automatically na pwedeng gumawa ng transaction dun sa account. So ang gagawin, kung ITF siya or FAO yung account, kailangan i-redeem yung FAO or ITF and then reinvest as OR yung that's time na mapapalitan na from ITF to OR account. Kaya kasama lang dito ay PSA or NS Authenticated Birth Certificate. In the future, kung tayo naman ay mag-redeem at na-reach natin yung goal natin dun sa investment natin at mag-redeem na tayo, ang kailangan lang natin dito ay redemption form plus copy of your valid ID. Okay, make sure lang na ang bangko na ibibigay nyo sa amin pagka tayo ay mag-redeem na ay tumatanggap ng check deposits. Okay, again, yung bangko na ilalagay natin doon sa redemption form, okay, para ma-deposit yung proceeds natin, kailangan nasa pangalan natin at kailangan nag-accept ng check deposits. Okay, pag hindi, meron kaming mga incident na yung binigay sa amin ay BDO tapos yung account ay cash deposits only, so hindi tinatanggap talaga yung cheque, hindi na di-deposit yung proceeds niya. Okay, may cost ng delay talaga yung proceeds niya unless itawag doon sa bangko niya para i-convert into pwede nang depositohan ng cheque. Now, materials, bukod dun sa pinakita ko sa inyo yung YouTube channel. So, sino po ba dito na hindi pa nag-subscribe sa YouTube channel namin? Okay, just search Rampber Financials and click subscribe. Yung mga videos from Mr. Rex Mendoza, our President, galing kay Miss Jug Fernando, our Vice President, and yours truly, meron na po akong video doon. At gagawa pa po ako ng video for you. Subscribe nyo po yon and then make YouTube a productive tool for us to learn. You can also like our Facebook page. Just search also Rampber Financials and click like. Nandun po tayo nagpo-post ng mga updates, fun fact sheets, fun profile, prospectuses, downloadable forms can be seen sa aming website. Okay? Makikita yun sa website namin yung mga ito. Okay? Now, if you're investor of Soldibo Atram, PAMI, First Metro, PhilEquity, and Sun Life, okay, ito yung ma-receive natin. Okay? Pagka nag-invest tayo or bumili tayo ng mga shares sa kanila, you will be notified through sa Soldibo, you will be notified through email in 1 week, okay, to confirm your investment na nagawa. Okay? Para at least nakita mo, ito na yung in-invest ko, ito yung amount na ininvest mo, ito yung amount kung magkano mo siya nabili at yung shares na nabili mo that time na nag-invest ka. For you to be updated on your investment. Atram, email confirmation din siya for your investment. For PhilAm, okay, a hard copy ng subscription confirmation and ng official receipt ang ipapadala sa inyo sa mailing address. Kaya namin sinasabi talaga na kailangan maganda yung mailing address natin or naintindihan yung mailing address kasi papadalahan kayo ng PhilAm. Wala silang email na ipadadala sa inyo. First metro, after a week you invested, padadalahan tayo ng confirmation receipt. And then while waiting for the confirmation receipt na hard copy, a text message will be sent to you to confirm your investment. Okay? For PhilEquity, after you invest, confirmation notice will be sent to you via email after 2 to 3 days. Okay, after 2 to 3 banking days. For Sun Life, padadalahan din tayo ng hard copy ng confirmation. Now, in 3 to 4 weeks to. Okay, while waiting for the confirmation, text message or email confirmation will be sent to you to confirm your investment. Okay? For us to be updated sa ating mga investments na ginawa, okay, meron tayong statement sa account matatanggap. Okay? Na matatanggap nyo mostly every quarter sila except PhilEquity monthly. Yung online access, ang merong online access, PhilAm, First Metro at Sun Life. Ano ba yung online access? Kung para meron kayong username at saka password for you to know kung ano na ang status ng investment mo, kung tumataas na or bumababa. Okay? That's online access. For Soldibo, Atram at PhilEquity, wala tayong online access pa. You will be receiving your regular statement of account every quarter or every month for PhilEquity. Now, ito na yung question. Ang dami nating funds na napag-usapan dito. Meron tayong Soldibo Strategic Growth Fund, PhilEquity Fund Inc., Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, PAMI Equity Index Fund, Sunlight Prosperity GS Fund. Meron tayong mga funds na yon. Okay? Pero the question is, what type of mutual fund or funds that will be appropriate for me? Before getting any instruments available in the market, make sure that you have your personal consideration. Dapat meron tayo titingnan, ano ba talaga? Okay, bakit ba ako kailangan kumuha ng mga products na ito? Okay? So you should be thinking of these factors. Number 1 will be your goals. Your big why. Bakit ba kailangan nyo kumuha? Number 2, time horizon. Gaano kahaba na kaya nyong matolerate yung gaano kahaba na kaya nyong mahiwalay dun sa pera ninyo? Risk tolerance. Gaano ba kayo ka risk taker? Kayo ba ay talagang risk taker? Kaya nyo i-tolerate yung baba ng stock market or not? Okay? At yung diversification. Siyempre pagkalat-kalat ng pera natin dito. Now, I have here questions that you can answer. Okay? So pwede nyo i-type doon sa chat box yung inyong answer dito sa question na ito. Okay? So para malaman nyo, ano ba klaseng investor kayo? Okay? Ano ba klaseng investor kayo? Okay? Now, number 1 question. Okay? Number 1 question will be, my age between, ito sobrang dali naman ito. Okay? My age is between letter A, above 65, letter B, 51 to 65, letter C, 36 to 50, or letter D, 18 to 35. So may mga nakikita ko dito, letter C, letter A, letter C, letter B. Ayan. So mostly nasa 30 ng mga participants natin dito. Ayan, may bata, letter D. Ay, letter C, 36 to 50. Okay, 36 to 50. Number 2 question. My goal in investing is capital preservation. Ayaw nyo nababawasan. Kahit maliit ang kita nyo, okay lang. Basta preserve ang capital. Okay, letter B. Okay, letter B, regular cash flow. Okay, pwede nyo na pagkuhanan kahit papano. Letter C, capital growth and regular cash flow. And letter D, okay, capital appreciation. Ayan, meron ako nakita. Letter D, letter C. So most letter Ayan, letter dito naman sa question na to, mostly letter D or and C. Okay? Now, next question. I would need to withdraw my investments in. Okay? I would need to withdraw my investments in letter A, less than 5 years. Letter B, 1 to 2 years. Letter C, 2 to 5 years. Okay? And letter D, more than 5 years. Okay, I'm happy kasi yung mga sagot dito ay letter D naman. Okay, letter D yung sagot nila. So more than 5 years, I'm happy na medyo long term ang gusto nating ma-achieve. Now, number 4. Okay, I'm most comfortable with a draft of my investment in my investment. Draft of in my investment. Letter A, okay lang kayo na medyo kampante pa kayo na 10% ang binaba niya. Pero pag more than that, medyo kinakabahan na kayo. Letter B, 10 to 20. Letter C, 20 to 40. And letter D, okay lang sa inyo na more than 40. At tinitignan yung opportunity ito. Ayan. Halo, dito sa question na to, may letter A, letter B, or ayan, meron pa akong B or C. Ayan. Halo, dun sa B and C. Okay? Halo dito. At number 5, okay, number 5, I am most comfortable with the following. Okay? Okay lang kayo, yun nga, okay lang kayo na more than na masaya na kayo pagka meron kayong kita na 10%, pero kinakabahan na kayo pagka medyo nalulugi kayo ng 5%. Letter B, return of 20 and loss of 15. Letter C, return of 30 and loss of 20. And letter D, return of 40 and loss of 30. Okay, so komportable kayo. Dito, halo ang, ayan. Ayan. So medyo halo dito sa ano na to. Sa question na to. Usually, letter B, C, and D yung nakita ko dito question. Now, okay, if ang answers ninyo ay A, okay, kanina may nakita akong A na nag-answer, kayo ay, or 2 out of 5, A ang sagot nyo, 3 out of 5, or 4 out of 5, or 5 out of 5, ang sagot nyo ay A, then tayo ay risk averse. Okay, risk averse tayo. Ibig sabihin, para medyo ayaw nyo ng risk. Okay, tayo ay allergic sa risk. At tinitingnan natin to, short term tayo, hindi tayo tumitingin ng more, parang ang tingin natin dito sa investment na to ay mga 1 to 3 years lang. Okay? Then we are suggesting people to invest sa mga bond funds na lang instead. Kung ganun ang lumabas sa inyo. Okay? Now, if ang sagot nyo naman ay naghalo sa yung sa 5 na yon, ang sagot nyo ay naghalo from sa mga questions B and C. Okay? Tayo ay moderate type, hindi ganun ka-aggressive at hindi rin naman ganun ka-conservative at hindi rin ganun kahaba yung itatagal ng pera natin sa kanila. Siguro mga 3 to 5 years, I say. Okay? Pag ganyan, balance fund ang ni-recommend natin. Now, if your answer ay 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, or 5 out of 5 ay D, then tayo ay risk taker. Ito talagang medyo okay lang sa inyo na long term, okay lang din sa inyo na bababa yung investment ninyo. You take it as opportunity to invest more, okay? Then I would suggest for you to invest sa stock funds. Okay? I would suggest for you to invest sa mga stock funds. Pero yun nga lang, pagka let's say dun sa mga questions na yon, lumabas puro A kayo, ang recommended dito ay bond fund. Pero na feeling nyo gusto nyo pa rin mag-invest sa stocks, walang problema. Okay, yung questionnaire na yon, initially for us to know what kind of investor are you. Okay, if you don't want to follow yung recommendation na bond fund doon at gusto niyo pumunta ng stocks, okay, much like yung sa mga forms natin, may kailangan lang kayo sa signan na tatawag natin yung waiver. Okay, na naintindihan nyo yung risk na pag bond fund yung lumabas sa inyo doon sa questionnaire pero gusto nyo ng stocks, wala nang problema yon. Okay, doon sa waiver lang, naintindihan nyo yung risk involved dito. Now, as post last time or last week, ito yung mga recommended funds natin. So, Libo Strategic Growth Fund, Atram Alpha Opportunity Fund, Sun Life Prosperity Stock Index Fund, at Phil Equity Fund, Inc. For bond fund, so Libo Bond Fund, which is the number one bond fund in the for 2020, beating not only yung peer niyang bond fund sa mutual fund, but also tinalo din niya yung UITF, yung mga bond funds ng UITF. Okay? For balance fund, we are suggesting people to invest sa Philang Fund, Atram Philippine Balance Fund, Sun Life of Canada Prosperity Balance Fund. Okay? Now, ito na. Okay? As of June 17, 2020, year-to-date performance ng Solibo Bond Fund, 6.02%, which makes it the number one intermediate bond fund in the Philippines. So we are very proud of that bond fund or Solibo Bond Fund. Now, eto, si Mr. Rex Mendoza. Sobrang galing nito. Meron pa nag-email talaga sa amin directly kay Boss Rex. Okay? Sobrang galing at very inspiring mentor nating lahat. Ang sabi niya, the risk is not when the market's down and you pulled out. Hindi daw totoong risk pagka ikaw ay nag-invest tapos biglang nag-redeem ka, binenta mo yung shares mo on a lower price. Okay, yes, risk 'yon, pero hindi yun ang totoong risk. Ang totoong risk or the real risk when the market's going up and sadly you're not part of it. Tumataas na yung stock market natin pero ikaw hindi ka nakakasama at naiiwan ka dun sa pansitan. Okay? Ayun ang sabi ni Mr. Rex Mendoza. Sobrang powerful nito. Okay? Again, ito yung YouTube channel namin. Better to subscribe our YouTube channel para yung mga papanoorin natin ay make worthwhile talaga. Hindi puro entertainment dito. Okay, that ends my presentation. Ayun na yung module 2 natin. If you have questions after this presentation, ako I suggest for you to email us at imginquiries@rampber.com or my email, eric.minor@rampber.com. So as soon as mabasa ko yung inyong email, sasagot naman ako. Okay, sumasagot naman ako sa inyo. Okay, so hopefully kaya kong sagutin.